Welcome back to News to Astonish everybody. I'm your host, Ronnie Rubio, and today I'm going to be talking about the possible co-op leaks that was just leaked for Marvel Spider-Man 2, and of course, it was found in Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. Thanks to a lot of the people who were doing data mining for that game, it might be a possibility that we may be getting some co-op features at the very least in Marvel Spider-Man 2. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this and then talk about my thoughts and my opinions about this. But first, before we get started, be sure to like, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. I post daily videos about Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel Spider-Man 2 content, and of course, on occasion, I post videos about Marvel-related content such as the MCU and other things that's going on in the Marvel Universe. So, as always, guys, join my Discord. Invitation link to that is in the description box below. And of course, follow me on my social media, which you can also find the links to those in the description box below. I have a Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and a Twitch. Simply just look up News to Astonish across all of those social media platforms and you'll be able to find me easily. So let's go ahead and get to the topic right now. Marvel Spider-Man 2 leaks hint at possible co-op. What's better than one Spider-Man? That's right, two Spider-Mans. Spider-Men, the PC port of Spider-Man Remastered, is being data mined, and some information has been found that points to a co-op or multiplayer either being cuts from the remaster or, more likely, planned for the sequel Insomniac is working on. The possible leak was spotted on Reddit via Reset Era and shows some code within the game files that points towards co-op or multiplayer notifications. There are alerts for whether Peter Parker or Miles Morales both in this sequel become the superior Spider-Man, and a superior Spider-Man_winner_ message. Also part of the code reads, if set and in co-op, fueling this speculation that the game will have some sort of co-op feature. Also found in the game's code were markers for player 1, player 2, red team, blue team, character 1, and character 2, further implying the possibility of a multiplayer mode. It could be a simple 1v1 mode given there are two Spider-Man in the game. So this is a tweet that I'm referring to right here, and this is coming from Dwayne Tamp, and it says, what is this? And if you zoom in, you'll see the codes that I was just talking about right now. And this was all data mined. Now this is really interesting because I honestly don't really care about co-op. I really am a fan of single player stories and single player games. I much prefer to have Marvel Spider-Man, at least that entire franchise, all the games, to be single player. I mean, look at Spider-Man Miles Morales. Spider-Man had already been established before. So why wasn't Spider-Man a big part of that story, or why wasn't there at least a co-op feature in Spider-Man Miles Morales? I still stand behind the fact that Marvel Spider-Man 2 is definitely going to be a single player game, and I hope it remains that way. But if they're going to include co-op, do not make it part of the story, as that might take away from the story. Still bring in the feature where you're allowed to switch between characters only if the story requires it. But if you want to go ahead and play co-op with a buddy, then have that as a feature set aside, which that could be accessed through like the main menu or in the menu when you're playing in the game. As with any leak, however, this should all be taken with a hefty pinch of salt. Like I always say in my videos, take everything that we're discussing here with a huge pinch of salt. So this could be left over from a cut or unfinished mode, some internal development testing, or any other number of non-co-op or multiplayer features. Marvel Spider-Man 2 was written about the PlayStation blog and referred to as a single-player experience, and to this day, I got a lot of people commenting and asking whether this game's gonna have co-op or not. Well, just simply refer to the PlayStation blog, and I'll even post a link down in the description box below so you can read it for yourself. But this could also have been written just to keep the inclusion of a co-op a surprise, which is still a possibility. With the inclusion of Venom as a villain in Spider-Man 2, and Subnautica Below Zero writer Brittany M. Morris being hired to work on the game, we can be sure that it'll be a much scarier tale than we experienced in the first. Aiding this horror will be the terrifying voice of Tony Todd, the Candyman himself. It seems the legendary actor started motion capture work for the villain back in May. He tweeted earlier Rise mocap time, which led many to believe he was referring to Spider-Man. So this is really exciting to hear that, at least a lot of the mocap work has already been done up until this point. But as far as the co-op feature, it's exciting for a lot of people, and I see a lot of people commenting about co-op and hopefully getting co-op in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Once again, and I think people might even hate me for this. I hope you don't hate me for this. I hope you guys don't bring your pitchforks, but I'm just saying, I don't really care so much about co-op. I don't want a co-op feature, I guess, implemented in the main story, or at least the main campaign of the game. But if you, again, include it as a feature, which is completely optional, just like how Ghost of Tsushima has co-op features, then I'm okay with it. But personally, I probably wouldn't use it. I just don't see myself doing it. When I play games, I tend to play them for myself and nothing more. I hardly ever join any parties online. I hardly play it with any friends, but that's just me. I know myself better than anybody else. But what are your thoughts? Let me know. Do you want a co-op feature in the game? Do you care about a co-op feature, or do you want it to remain as a single player game like it states in the PlayStation blog? Comment down below with your thoughts and theories. Until then, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so y'all don't miss anything. Follow me on my social media. And as always, I'll see you all in the next comic panel.
Disappointment. Will one of you finally give me what I desire?
PlayStation